A beautiful afternoon on the near northwest side of Indianapolis, a matinee of two top 25 programs in NAIA women's soccer. Number 7, Marian, against number 25, University of Northwestern Ohio. Thanks for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Mark Newman. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us. And for Marian, they last played 7 days ago, Mark, against number 8 Central Methodist of Missouri with a 2-1 win. They play another ranked team in this match. It is the second of 5 consecutive matches against teams in the top 25.
Yeah, they've probably got the most competitive schedule of any team in the NAIA this year, and this game will be no exception to that rule. The University of Northwestern Ohio brings a terrific team, as you mentioned, a top 25 team, but will they have an answer for Aaron Alexak and Maya Decker? I mean, these are some tough kids.
I can basically say the same thing about Northwestern Ohio in terms of whom they are playing. It is their 3rd consecutive matchup against a ranked team, all of them being from the Crossroads League. Northwestern Ohio, part of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Northwestern Ohio comes in, as you see on your screen, at 2-2-1. Those losses to other teams in the same league Marian plays in. Lost at number 3 Spring Arbor 2-0. Lost at home against number 15 Grace by a score of 1-0. Marian split in the regular season against those teams last year. So these are two teams that just have geographic proximity to each other, but also recognize, hey, if we're going to do something at the national level, this is a great match to play.
Yeah, and so you're going to see a team that is defensively very strong in Northwestern Ohio, and a team that, from an attacking standpoint, just brings it every day.
From a goal scorer standpoint, Ariana Mondiri of the starters that are playing today for Northwestern Ohio, their leading scorer with 2 goals on the season. In their 5 matches, the Racers have scored just 5 times. For Marian, it's a bit of a different story. They have scored 27 times. You referenced Aaron Alexak, 6 goals, 4 assists, and the last goal that she scored for Marian made her the all-time leading scorer in program history. She's just at the start of her junior season.
And that's part of the reason why she's an All-American. I mean, she has been an exceptional contributor to this program from the day she stepped foot on this campus, and it just looks like it's going to continue.
But as you said, Madison Deckard has been the leading goal scorer so far this year. She has 8 in 7 matches played. With that, we'll step aside. Kickoff comes your way next. Marian and Northwestern Ohio. Thanks for joining us on the ISC Sports Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Love these shots, thanks to Alec DeFord, Aaron Van Wolde. Not to mention the rest of our ISC Sports Network crew. That would be Jordan Shue, Rob Lynch, Aaron Scheibelhut, and more. Part of our broadcast crew for today's game. It's our first of 2 events from campus today. As soon as this game ends, our crew will head to the other side of campus in the PE Center for Marian women's volleyball. The soccer program, 7th in the country. The volleyball program, 8th in the country. 12-0 is Ashley Pritchard's volleyball crew. They will take on St. Francis tonight. Rob Conant joins me for that one coming up at 7 o'clock. There you see Jeffrey Yoder, our match referee. Youssef El Masusi and Khalid Falak are our assistant referees for today's contest. Alongside Mark Newman, Greg Rakestraw with you. And for Marian, this is the penultimate non-conference matchup because league play is about 10 days away for new head coach Justin Sullivan taking over for Gary Owe, who's now on the staff of the Ball State Cardinals.
He seems to have found his way into the main chair very nicely. He's doing a great job thus far. Really has not taken anything and he has not made a lot of changes from his squad of last year, and they're really just starting to come into their own.
Good look at Noelle Rolfson. She and Alexis Patnode both played significant minutes a season ago, a year that ended in the national semifinals for Marian. We are underway from St. Vincent Field. Marian lost their opening match of the season against the University of the Cumberland. Since that time, they have rattled off 6 consecutive victories. Again, they had the rare weekend off. They played Central Methodist, a neutral site game, a game played at St. Louis 7 days ago. Won that one 2-1 despite only taking 4 shots in that game. Now they're playing a quality, defensive-minded side today. This Northwestern Ohio program, limited in terms of number of games they could play a year ago, went 8-4. They were the national champions of this level in 2016, went 21-2 a couple of seasons ago. So we expect this one to be good from the jump.
I mean, right off the bat, you're seeing Northwestern Ohio pushing it up, keeping a very high line in the back, which makes their midfielders get more into the attacking third and stymie some of these early efforts by Marian.
Run going down the left flank for Madison Deckard. Sophomore from Danville. Plays that off a Northwestern Ohio defender. And a corner coming from Marian in minute number 2. Ball was played off of Patricia Gomez Nogueras. It's a largely European-based team for Northwestern Ohio. A couple of natives of Indiana on the roster, including Julian Roy from Fort Wayne, Northside High School, that's in the starting 11 for head coach Jen Derverix today for Northwestern Ohio. And this one just floats over the crossbar to the top of the netting. Martina Galoni, freshman from Italy, starting netminder for Northwestern Ohio, quickly gets rid of the ball. Distributes quickly. She's played every minute of every match so far. Again, this is match number 8 for Marian. This is match number 6 for Northwestern Ohio. And Maya Decker quickly sweeps that ball forward. And off to the races come the Knights. Ball played to the side by Shakira O'Malley, sophomore from Cape Town, South Africa.
Madison Decker showing her speed on the right side there, playing a ball into space and chasing it down herself. Nice job.
Deckard has filled that role of what Chloe Ulmer was, paired up top with Alexak the last couple of years for Marian. Chloe was the all-time leading goal scorer in Marian history for a handful of months. She knew that Aaron would top that record sooner rather than later, and that has recently happened. There is
good ball, get it back.
Alexak. Setting up the cross, left side, looking for Deckard. Instead, it was back post. Good. Went past Deckard. So that was Allie Schlamm. In her second year in the Marian program, transfer from Indiana University. Texas native. 4 goals and 5 assists for Allie so far this year.
Early on, we want to see these Marian players, the midfielders, tuck into some of these gaps that are being created around the 30 when the ball is approaching the attacking third, so that they can sustain possession and continue their attacking forays into the box.
Gretchen Mallon, the player that played that ball out of the midfield for Marian, one of the new faces on the team this year. Transfer from NCAA Division II, University of Findlay. Long blast, an errant opportunity. That time by Madison Hill. Madison, a junior from Whiteland. Madison 1 goal so far this year. But this match has largely taken place in the opening 4 minutes in the forward half of the field for Marian, which is kind of what we have grown accustomed to.
Yeah, I think what we're going to have to see out of Northwestern Ohio, we saw it in one instance here in the early going, they can catch Marian in transition, they may have a chance. Otherwise, the attacking players on the Marian side, they're so stifling, playing that high press coming out of the back, it's forcing turnovers by the UNOH girls.
Alexak with the takeaway and the long shot from distance. The possession short-lived following said miss for the Racers from Lima, Ohio. That is more than just a nickname. Motorsports program at the collegiate level. One of the calling cards of the University of Northwestern Ohio. Ball played out to the right side. This is Alejandra Gomez Nogueras. Gina Tempo, the anchor of that back line for Marian. Senior from Westfield. Watch as that ball go to Noelle Rolfson. Senior from Bishop Dwenger High School. Her high school now the site of a team that plays in USL League 2. It's where Fort Wayne FC plays their home games at Bishop Dwenger's brand new football stadium. That group owned in part by American soccer legend DeMarcus Beasley. Good forward ball here, but Alexak had broken off her run, played from the feet of Madison Hill. And once again, Galoni able to quickly track it down for Northwestern Ohio.
So we need to see the midfielders push up a little bit and drop into these spots to support the attacking players. There are no release valves being created for the attackers, so their only option is to go forward. They need to have supporting support from their midfield partners.
Well, ricocheted off of Alexak. O'Malley with the play. So far, 3 official shots, but none of them on target yet for the Knights. Alexak will knock it forward. Deckard, the closest player to it.
Keep her out there. Good pressure there. That pressure forced that ball to turn over. Just got to get it on the ground, get it to feet.
The midfield stripe has almost been like a wall so far for Northwestern Ohio. Put it in football terms, since we have the yard markings, I'm not sure they've crossed the 50-yard line just yet. And they will here. This is Maya Decker, junior from Northern Kentucky, from Erlanger.
That's it. One more. Play it out.
Alexak making a run left side. Route 1 ball instead. Foot race to get there. Schlam able to get to it. Centers it, but casual one hopper to Galoni.
Really had to do a lot of work there, Allie did, to get control of that ball and get some semblance of a shot off on goal. Playing these angled balls on the ground gives her a little bit more time and space to run onto it and get a cleaner shot.
Marian University Athletics presented in part by the Hoosier Lottery. Did you know you're eligible non-winning $1 Hoosier Lottery scratch-offs? Could score up to $500 in second chance drawings. For a chance to win, head to HoosierLottery.com or download the app to enter. Please play responsibly. So 8 minutes in, and Marian has controlled the tenor and tempo of the match, but really not exactly a nervous moment in front of goal just yet.
Can beat her here. Nice little play.
Alexak creates nervous moments by simply stepping onto the pitch.
Well, she's so good at taking the ball to her right and then feinting with her shoulder and coming back to her left. It really throws off that defender.
And I'm not sure we need to qualify her skill set more than being already the all-time leading goal scorer in the history of the program, with probably in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 more matches left to play over the course of a couple of seasons as he sends this one in. And problem there, but nobody in a white kit close to it.
Well, we talk about her as such a great scoring threat, but she's also an assist maven. I mean, she's not averse to the idea of getting the ball out wide and finding somebody else as her target.
Again, for those watching from outside of kind of the Marian community, folks watching supporting the Northwestern Ohio squad as the Racers turn it over there. In addition to her success on the soccer pitch, the area outside of this pitch here, she's pretty good at that too, because she is approaching double-digit All-American status from the amount of events she has finished in the top 10 from 2 years of both indoor and outdoor track and field. And a reminder that her freshman year, there was no outdoor track and field season. The pandemic basically ended the NAIA indoor track meet as it was taking place. So it is safe to say that when in a couple of years, Aaron may walk off this campus as the most decorated athlete in the history of the school.
That's an incredible
And that is not hyperbole. That
No.
is fact. That's how talented she is at multiple sports. Not to mention a GPA that is usually in the neighborhood of the 4.0 range as well. Here's Decker. Again, Marian has played the optimistic long-distance ball so far, but not had the requisite player in the neighborhood to latch onto it just yet. Agnes Steffensdottir plays that ball forward.
Get a foot there. Good. And now get it wide. Nice, and one more.
Madison Hill looks to play it backwards for possession to Izzy Stanfield. Stanfield and Ginatempo, the center back combo for Coach Sullivan. 5th year in the program, 1st year as the head coach for Justin. Several new assistants. Doug Starr and Sophia Lipka amongst those for Marian this year.
Northwestern Ohio doing a good job of creating a defensive shell, maintaining their shape, being patient and forcing Marian into turnovers at the moment. However, I must say the way that Marian has recycled the ball going east to west, side to side, they're showing that they're being very deliberate and thoughtful about how they're advancing the ball. This is going to become a game of patience.
Here's Alexak with speed and space. Just knocked off the ball a little bit. Throw off for a run. Good read that time by Decker.
Nice.
Well, Northwestern Ohio playing for a counter opportunity or two at this point. That was Roy, the junior from Fort Wayne Northside. Had the last touch in the attacking half for the Racers before the ball is played off to the side for a Northwestern Ohio throw-in. Trying to make the turn. This is Mondiri. That will be a corner coming here, and now here's your chance to nick a goal if you're Northwestern Ohio. Possession has almost been 80-20, but here's your opportunity.
Yeah, this is a situation where differences happen. You know, the differences are exposed. So if they're able to play a good ball into the box and somebody get a foot or a head or any part of their body on that ball, they can walk away and it turns into a completely different game.
Isaacson standing next to the corner flag. Patricia Nogueras to send it in.
Not a bad ball.
Between the 6 and the 18. Quickly knocked backwards by Madison Hill. A long distance opportunity that creates zero problem for Rolfson. Rolfson, one of 3 goalkeepers on this primary roster. Both these teams support a developmental roster. And those 2 teams played before this one with the Racers, getting a 1-0 victory. Well, off the feet of O'Malley for a Marian restart here 13 minutes in. So if you made the trip, you got to play today to Indianapolis. Decker. Now Schlamm the give and go. Ball knocked forward for Hill. Gretchen Mullen gives chase for the Knights. And a very late addition to the roster this summer. The young one that played for a fantastic Carmel High School soccer program. Frank Dixon's won just a few games over the years at Carmel. Just a few state championships as well.
Legendary Indiana High School soccer coach, girls or boys.
Yeah. Does not matter. One of the great gentlemen of the game as well.
Yep.
Ball finds the feet of Delaney Taylor. First time we have called her name, sophomore from Warsaw High School. Steffen's daughter looks to make the turn. A throw in coming here for Marian. Schlam. I had a chance to call Allie's name all that much so far in this match. Had one look at the back post early in the going. But most of the activity has kind of hovered on this left side. Yep. That's where Alexak has been perched so far for the Knights.
Yeah. What's been interesting to me is with Alexak, they've been playing her man-on-man. It's not like they've been trying to converge multiple defenders around her, so they've been playing her very honestly.
There's Alexak here trying to carve out some space. Nogueras in a one-on-one with her.
Played on the ground.
Trying to get to that right foot for an angle to shoot, but just 3 or 4 players that held their shape well for Northwestern Ohio.
It was the right idea. She played that inside of the right football on the ground, teeing it up at the top of the D there. Nobody running onto it, though, to try and finish.
Credit the effort here to make the defender at least shield it off. Renata Aguirre with the hustle points for continuing that sprint for a good 30, 40 yards. Came to no avail, but still respect the effort, and it leads to a turnover.
Yep.
But nobody really close enough by to give a spot of bother for a moment. That's going to be a foul as Roy got a little too physical that time with the challenge of Izzy Stanfield. Izzy playing a much larger role for this Marian team this year than a year ago.
Yep.
Sophomore, junior rather, from Kentucky to Owensboro Catholic High School.
On your shoulder, on your shoulder. Good. When the ball is at this player's feet, I have nothing but confidence.
That would be Cindy Ginatempo, senior from Westfield.
She has been so good and so reliable for them in the back over these last few years. It's great to see her have become this player that she is. Really a great leader for this team.
Credit to Northwestern Ohio. They have kind of moved the heat map of this match much closer now to the Marian University net.
Yeah, focusing a lot of their attack from this right side. You've got a left-footed free kick taker here. See if she's going to be spinning this ball into the box, maybe the top of the letters in the word Knight, probably the N or the I.
Nogueras sends it in. Ball headed down, but again, about 10 yards of space between that wall that had developed and Rolfson. Her job has been rather routine so far today. Sun's starting to poke through the clouds here. And we just dodged the weather last night for the men's match, a 1-1 draw against Aquinas for the Marian men's side.
Let's see if we can get a counter situation to develop here. They've got numbers.
There's nothing there. Get the ball by Aguirre. A little too strong.
And move.
Ginatempo.
I'd like to see the speed of decision making increase a little bit. What Marian is getting caught doing in Northwestern Ohio is capitalizing on it, is that they're allowing Northwestern to settle into spots. They're not turning with any speed or pace here to try and throw off the Northwestern team.
Today's match presented in part by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks to Jim and Jerry Huntington and AAA Roofing for their support of Marian University athletics. And a trip to the corner flag, a second one in the last few moments, coming up here for the Racers of Northwestern Ohio. Hannah Isaacson will be taking this one. At the edge of the 6. Not exactly cleared by Stanfield. And that blast ricochets off of Madison Hill of Marian. Mondiri tries to settle.
Good D. Get it away.
And eventually swept back towards midfield by the Knights.
Let's see if Marian can be opportunistic here on the turnover with this back three by Northwestern Ohio playing so far up. They should be able to create a counterattack situation with relative ease.
Foot race here. Three at the back for Northwestern Ohio with one Marian attacker trying to track it down. Nothing she could do about that. Well, a couple of players of note that are not in the 18 or not in the lineup for Coach Sullivan today. Jacelyn Smith. Jacelyn, the transfer from Indiana, just like Ali Schlam, Mooresville native. 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 matches played. She is always an instigator in the midfield for this Marian lineup, and so the fact that she is injured and out of the match, somewhat noticeable in terms of kind of the opportunities created so far for Marian.
Here we go. There's your sprinter on the left flank. That's a beautifully played ball right into the stride of Aaron Alexak.
Alexak looking to make the turn, plays it across.
Nicely
near
done,
post,
and that's
and missing a wide open net.
But you saw how that play just developed just so beautifully. Aaron Alexak getting that ball in stride, taking it end line, cutting it back along the ground, beautifully dummied for a shot and just went a bit high. Unfortunate, but a beautiful play to see develop.
That was Schlam. Just had to knock it forward to keep it on the ground, and she had a goal. Couldn't complete it. And while Alexak is equally capable with either foot, she plays at times such a similar role for those that are local and follow the Indy 11. The role that Tyler Pasher played for a couple of years for the Indy 11. In other words, if Pasher got the ball left side and got it to the byline, you are in trouble. Same thing with Aaron Alexak because of her speed. And her ability to play a cross for a teammate is every bit as good as her ability to find the back of the net. You pointed that out earlier, and the numbers back that up. In addition to being Marian's all-time leader in goals scored with 47, she is Marian's all-time leader in assists with 27. Now Roy sprinting towards this one. Well done.
Good tackle.
And played it off of Roy. Perfectly timed by Maya Decker. Decker 1 assist. 7 at previous matchups for Marian. Marian did up their game in terms of competition. Played 2 exhibition matches, both against D1 schools, Indiana State and IUPUI. And those don't count on the record for the Knights. They have a massive match coming up with Spring Arbor very early in the conference slate. 2 weeks from today, in fact, September the 29th. Spring Arbor, a multi-time national champion in women's soccer. Marian has reached the championship game and semifinals in the last 2 years, respectively. Throw in here for Alejandra Gomez.
Good D, good D. As long as Northwestern Ohio continues to play these square balls or these throw-ins down the line to teammates, it creates no problem for Marian. They're able to defend that extremely well. See if they figure that out as this game progresses.
A read by Jenna Tempo. Touch a little too strong for Madison Hill.
Numbers, we need numbers.
Ball finds the feet of Madison Deckard. Deckard has Schlam in front of her.
Good.
Plays it off to the side to Mullen instead.
So this is really brilliant tactics because you're allowing the left side to get into the attack now.
Schlam, Deckard, Alexak.
Exactly what I was saying. You're allowing in this instance, Aaron Alexak to get into the attack, and she's playing the back post, slots at home for the first goal of the match.
Goal number 7 on the season for Aaron Alexak. Number 48 on her career. And it's certainly possible she could be sitting on 50 by the end of business today. She is that talented. And again, second time in as many opportunities that Deckard had the patience and the foresight to let it go through, knowing a better opportunity was awaiting on a teammate behind her.
And if you watched him in warm-up, you saw that both of them apply that same principle. They know that they can lift their foot, allow the ball to go through because somebody's coming in at the back post to finish it off.
For Schlam, that is her team high 6th assist of the campaign. Schlam, a junior, and frankly, her name is going to be very high up the Marian record books by the end of next season as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful goal to see develop like that. And my hat's off to Erin for being able to time her run perfectly to clean it all up at the end. So now,
like Bob Bradley once said, if you ask him what's more important, the goal or the pass, the answer is the latter, right?
That is absolutely right.
I'm stealing my partner's conversation from off air last night. Again, for those outside of the Indy area that don't know Mark, played collegiately at UMass as a goalkeeper, part of Bruce Arena's staff for a number of years at the University of Virginia. He knows of what he speaks. So if you're Northwestern Ohio, now that this game has a goal in it, do you really change anything tactically as to what they need to do?
Not just yet. I mean, because they've been getting at Marian, and we've got about 20 minutes left in this half. I think they play it out because what they're doing is not bad. You're dealing with an athlete on the left flank there with world-class speed, a known goal scorer. So I think what you figured out so far has been working more or less.
Natalie Prina, she's been on the ball, but first time we mentioned her name. You're from the Chicago suburbs, Plainfield, Illinois. She is one of the returning veterans from a season ago. Justin Sullivan trying to make sure that his lady's still on the front foot. You can hear him delivering instructions from the sidelines. Drew Mason about to become the first substitution for Marian when given the opportunity. Alexak rifles that ball off Stefan's daughter. Now we'll knock it forward for Deckard to go give chase. And swept back to the goalkeeper position in Galoni.
This is a real opportunity to counter for Marian. Good.
Mullen played that. Not sure it was supposed to be directly off of Alexak, but put it in that area.
I think you're seeing a little bit of fatigue actually settle in on this Northwestern Ohio team because I'm observing the Marian squad to begin dropping into these gaps, tucking into these spots in the midfield where they're able to be more effective receivers of the ball and distributors.
And again, they've got a little fresher legs. They have not played since last Wednesday.
Yep.
A rare weekend off. They've got one more non-conference tilt before Crossroads League play gets underway. The Crossroads League, as it is in virtually every sport, really good again this year. Spring Arbor, a national power. Grace, rated top 20 in the nation as we speak. Marian played Grace twice last year and won both those matches here at St. Vincent Field. Stanfield races back to track it down, and Rolfson.
One more.
Slow and efficient build for Marian. Throw incoming as Isaacson plays that ball directly off to the side. Here comes Mason onto the pitch for Marian. They give Madison Hill a breather. Mason 2 goals and assists so far this year.
Number 18, Drew Mason for number 28, Madison Hill.
Mason, a junior from Cincinnati, St. Ursula High School. Now Delaney Taylor. Alexak weaving through traffic, finds a teammate. Left-footed shot got blocked. Well done. Lisa Lukin, first time we have called her name today. From Northwestern Ohio, native of the Netherlands. And Mondiri fouled by Schlamm. Quick restart again for Northwestern Ohio. Now Stefan's daughter.
Get out there. Keep her out there. Deny this cross.
Roy sends it in.
That's a good ball.
Camping out edge of the 6 that time was Aguirre.
Marian had good numbers in the back. I mean, Northwestern Ohio's not going to do it with 2 players in the box. They've got to establish numbers in the box in order to have a legitimate shot at goal.
So far 6 shots compared to 2. Marian versus Northwestern Ohio. Both shots for the visitors have been on target. Only one has been on target so far for Marian. That's the one that matters. Opportunity here. Ball headed down.
Get there, get there. Oh, tough one.
Ball played across and going in. That's a goal. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, I was worried about that. There was too much chasing going on by the Marian back 4. That was a lovely play, beautifully played ball. Just a lollipop to the back post.
That was a very tough angle that Aguirre played to find a teammate, and it is Julian Roy.
She did a great job of pulling that out of the air with her left foot.
For Roy, it's her 2nd goal of the season. Joining Mondiri and Rosengreen, each with 2 goals on the campaign.
Goal for the race was scored by 26, Julian
It is
Roy.
the 7th goal that Marian has allowed this year. We're tied at 1. First goal that Northwestern Ohio has scored in their last 3 matches. Ball played across. That will be a corner coming up for Marian. 2nd one of the match and 1st in the last 28 minutes.
We've seen 2 good goals scored here. And, you know, for Marian, what we've seen in their buildup has been it's required 2, 3, 4 touches in order for them to sort of mount an attack and maintain possession. They need to get that down to 1 or 2 touches, turn the ball, move it a little bit more quickly, forcing Northwestern Ohio into the run, into the chase. You need to take advantage of the difference that I'm seeing right now in fatigue factors and fitness. I think Marian is a more superior fit team, and they need to utilize that to their advantage.
Tempo, a rare opportunity on goal. Was deflected up and over the crossbar. A corner kick coming here. Looking back post.
Good ball.
Headed down but wide.
Good job.
Coming for the Knights at midfield.
That's it. Move it across. 1 touch, then play it. 3, 4 touches. Got to get it down to 2.
Stanfield. Flick forward for Mullen.
Right back.
Roy points to a spot. Ball doesn't get to her. Decker stepped in the way. All the way back to Rolfson. Northerly breeze in her face. Absolutely beautiful day for soccer.
1 more. That's
Any
it.
outdoor activity.
A lot of real estate. Take the real estate.
Knocks it forward to the left, but just out of the reach of Madison Deckard.
But you see the power of 1-2 touch right there. You take 1 touch to prepare the ball, you release it, you create just a ton of space for yourself.
Mason gives chase. Knocks it forward. But again, Galoni able to quickly pounce on this one. Today's broadcast supported in part by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, a proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Ball will trickle across the touchline for a Marian throw-in. So if you're Justin Sullivan, how you feeling about being in a 1-1 draw right now?
I wouldn't feel panicked. I would feel like we're still controlling play. We're managing possession, but we're allowing this Northwestern Ohio to settle in and develop a defensive shell to really stymie us. If I'm telling my team to do anything at halftime, one of them is, as we've been talking about a little bit here, we need to increase the speed of play, reduce the number of touches to 1, 2, really force this Northwestern Ohio team into a game of chase. Unlike early in the first half, you're seeing Northwestern Ohio drop off. They're playing a low line up front, so their attacking players are giving those defensive players for Marian time to maneuver and think about things. But it's almost lulling them into a situation that's to their disadvantage.
Foul going to be whistled against Prina. Schlamm before that had a fantastic run going, but kind of blew a tire on her way inside of the 18.
Doubler. Good. Force the turnover because sensing the pressure.
Now Alexak draws the attention of 3 defenders. Couldn't keep that ball.
No whistle, though.
Yo, on the right side of the byline, okay. Yep. Or the touchline, I should say. The words of Eddie Izzard, do you have a flag? Yes, there was one there. Throw-in coming for the Knights just shy of the 10-minute mark. Just past the 10-minute mark, I should say.
Get it down.
Next up for Marian, they had to go play at Aquinas, who was the team they beat to win the regional here back in April. Game is Saturday afternoon up in Grand Rapids. Aquinas checks in at number 14 in the latest rankings. And Marian plays likely the 2 best teams, or 2 of the 3 other best teams in the league, right out of the gate at Grace and home to Spring Arbor. The other team that would be in that group would be Indiana Wesleyan. That is the last regular season match for Marian on October the 30th. Mount Vernon Nazarene was not an easy team to play a year ago either. Developing program over in Ohio. Their coach has a background from Spring Arbor. Offside flag had come up against Northwestern Ohio. Riley John awaits to enter when given the opportunity for the Knights.
Good. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Good. And give it. Nice. Now get it back. So if we could see a little bit of 1-2 action here where we've got players that are playing the ball off, they're getting into a spot to get it back, there's a perfect opportunity right there for that to occur.
Well, knocked forward by Mullen. Northwestern Ohio about to make their first substitution of the match as well. Ashley Wilson steps towards midfield. I guarantee you she's got some friends and family here because she played at HSE. It's Hamilton Southeastern for those that are outside of the area that may not have the quick knowledge of what those 3 letters mean from a local high school standpoint. Ball knocked forward. Schlamm making a run, splits one defender. Can she get past a second one? Going to be close. Lucan did just enough.
Good little bit of defending there.
That's really where Marian, again, they can be technical and tactical and have the slow build. Where that they're most lethal is when they give their attackers space to operate.
Yeah. Use your body, settle in, hold her off, hold her off.
Ball played a bit behind Mason. Here's Schlamm.
And Schlamm was in a better position to receive that ball and to see what Aaron Alexak was going to do next.
And while that shot was from 30 yards out, that's not a bad shot
not
for
at all.
her.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, she elected to take that shot, and I would have encouraged it myself. I mean, what you're doing in that instance is you've got Aaron serving as a decoy to open things up.
Coming on for the Knights, number 6, Riley
Sandra
John
Peterson
for
will
Madison
enter.
Decker.
Freshman from Denmark as well for Northwestern Ohio. Just heard Justin Sullivan saying we are sitting way too deep. So explain what you're seeing there, Coach.
So in sitting way too deep is you're allowing their defenders an opportunity to push the ball forward and get into the middle third of the field. And what that does is gives an advantage to the attacking players. You're creating less of a gap if you're tightening up and playing in a more deeper position.
Number 9, Lorena Romesi.
Going to give away here that Wilson will track down. Advantage being played, or simply saying that enough ball there with some contact to play on. Mondiri. Wilson couldn't keep it in play.
Let's see if they were able to mount another attack in these last 4 minutes. Get 1 or 2 additional chances at goal. They're doing a good job of moving the ball across the park here. Play.
John plays it right down the middle, hoping to split 2 defenders, but enough traffic between Isaacson and Lucan to allow Galoni to make the relatively easy play. Let's remind your fans that joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support student athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/M Club. Alexak plays it to Schlamm. 3.5 minutes left to go before halftime. Alexak's goal, her 7th of the season. Roy the goal for Northwestern Ohio, her 2nd. And while possession has been tilted in favor of Marian, Northwestern Ohio has balanced that out over the last few minutes. Foul going to be whistled against the Knights. The opportunities have not been coming as fast or frequently for Marian as this half has gone along.
Well, one of the things that I've observed is that, when Aaron Alexak has the ball at her feet, her teammates sort of sit back
and watch.
Wait and watch.
Yeah.
And it's to their disadvantage.
Ketlin Rhoda awaits to check in when given the opportunity for the Racers. All the way back to Galoni. Good looking ball here. Rolfson not going to be threatened though. So retreated back inside the 18 to track it down.
Get it down.
The flick by Alexak trying to track it down on her own.
Yeah, she received a tough ball, and she almost played it to herself. I mean, one more step, and she could have sprung that ball into a free spot.
"90 seconds before halftime. If you're Northwestern Ohio, you got to be thrilled about how this first half has played out.
Yeah. I think Marian's satisfied getting into the locker room with a 1-1 game so far, so they're not really pressing the ball here to force a turnover.
There's Riley John.
One more. Head up and give it. There we go. Turn and burn.
Now Schlamm. Here's Taylor. John just kind of stopped her run. Substitution waved on, but that'll burn off a good chunk of the remaining time here before the break.
On for UNOH, number 20, Ketlin Rhoda. 10, 9.
The voice of Mitch Huppert in the background on the
7,
PA system,
6,
counting it down.
5, 4, 3.
We will go to halftime.
1.
Even at a goal apiece.
At the half, your score
So
even.
two ranked teams have played a largely level match, especially as this half has gone along. 1-1 our score between Marian and Northwestern Ohio. We're back in a moment. You're watching Marian University Athletics on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
The new loaded scratch-offs from the Hoosier Lottery are heavy. With 4 exciting games jam-packed with fun. And top prizes up to $2,000. Play the new loaded scratch-offs today, only from the Hoosier Lottery. Imagine that.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
On this gorgeous Wednesday afternoon at St. Vincent Field, we are all level at a goal apiece between Marian and Northwestern Ohio. Greg Rakestraw and Mark Newman with you on the ISC Sports Network. Mark, your overall impressions of the opening 45 minutes?
Well, it turned into a competitive 45 minutes, which really wasn't as expected. We saw some domination on the part of Marian in terms of ball possession throughout the game, but when that goal was scored by Northwestern Ohio, it kind of turned the tides a little bit, and we saw a Marian team become a little bit more, not moving with quite the same pace, not moving the ball around the park with as much pace and as quickly as they probably should have in order to create some more threatening moments for themselves.
Again, the goal for Aaron Alexak, and we've got the halftime stats to share with you as well. 9 shots for Marian, but that was the only shot on target, and really I would say of the various scoring chances, really only a couple that I would say would be threatening moments in front of goal against Northwestern Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, we saw early on, really early on in the game, it was those shots.
I would say there was really one scoring opportunity. To their credit, the Racers took advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a defending issue. I mean, the defending was too loose on that ball on the right side. A lollipop was put over the top to the back post. It was threaded home, and that's unfortunate, but, it's a lesson on defending. You got to be tight, particularly around the goal area there.
Let's thank our friends at BSN. They are the preferred provider of apparel for Marian University Night Athletics. So, Mark, what has to change in half number 2?
Well, I think on the possession side, on the attacking side of things, we talked about it a little bit through the course of the first half. Marian really does need to reduce the number of touches by players on the ball. Going from 2, 3, 4 touches on the ball to figure something out to 1, 2 touches, having an idea in your mind already of where you want the ball to go. You've got to force this Northwestern Ohio team into a game of chasing the ball, a game of keep away for you to get things back to where you need them to be.
You'll notice that the first 2 solid scoring chances again came because of Alexak racing to that left side and playing the cross. Then the goal, ball finds her on that left side, able to easily sweep it in.
Well, they get numbers into the box, and they've become so well schooled in this dummying notion, lifting your foot, letting the ball pass through to the back post runner, who can then either slot the ball in the goal or really create a nice scoring opportunity for themselves. So they've got that down. One thing you will never be able to counter for any team that I have seen so far that's played this Marian squad is for the speed of Aaron Alexak. I mean, you get the ball out to her on the left flank, let her turn and burn, she's going to turn it into something meaningful.
See the score at halftime. These 2 teams are tied at 1. More halftime show comes your way next as you're watching Marian University Women's Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The new loaded scratch-offs from the Hoosier Lottery are heavy. With 4 exciting games jam-packed with fun. And top prizes up to $2,000. Play the new loaded scratch-offs today, only from the Hoosier Lottery. Imagine that.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
Again, another beautiful look around this gorgeous campus on the near northwest side of Indianapolis. Our thanks to Alec DeFord and Aaron Van Wolde helping put those shots together for today's broadcast. 1-1 our score. Marian and Northwestern Ohio. Again, Marian checking in at number 7 in the country before today's game. Runners-up 2 years ago, national semifinalists just a few months ago this spring. Northwestern Ohio, national champs 5 seasons ago, an NAIA tournament participant a year ago. Again, it is a 1-1 draw. The Racers ranked number 25 in the country. Today's contest presented in part by Indiana Members Credit Union. Proud to support Marian University, now offers a Marian University Knights debit card. The card is included when you open a free IMCU checking account. Get your Marian University Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up now at imcu.com. Let's go back a handful of hours. Our first chance to see Mark Castro's men's team this season. A 1-1 draw against Aquinas a night ago. Overall impressions of what Coach Castro's putting together in year number 2.
Well, he's got a quality group of kids that he's able to choose from. I mean, the personnel that he has assembled this year, I think, is superior to the group that he had last year, which is the mark of a great recruiter and a guy who really understands, has a vision and really understands what he's trying to accomplish. That was a great team that they played last night, a team in Aquinas that actually hadn't played in several days.
Right.
So it was a very competitive match, surprisingly from that standpoint, but Marian brought it. I think they've really benefited from being able to get 8 games under their belt. I think they're moving towards something very good as conference play starts here soon, and then they start looking toward the national tournament.
The Marian men's team will be in action here at St. Vincent Health Field on Sunday afternoon as they take on Concordia of Ann Arbor, Michigan. That match will be Sunday afternoon, and again for both the Marian men's and women's teams, conference play starts on Saturday, September the 25th. Well, again, step aside when we come back. Second half action from St. Vincent Field. Again, Marian and Northwestern Ohio tied at a goal apiece as you're watching Marian University Athletics on the ISC Sports Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
The new loaded scratch-offs from the Hoosier Lottery are heavy. With 4 exciting games jam-packed with fun. And top prizes up to $2,000. Play the new loaded scratch-offs today, only from the Hoosier Lottery. Imagine that.
Now, if you drive that fast on campus, you'll get a ticket. Just be warned. You got about 15 miles an hour is about the speed you can go when you enter off of Cold Spring Road, the northern entrance of the Marian University campus. Greg Rakestraw and Mark Newman with you here on the ISC Sports Network. And our camera guys will be driving that fast to get to the other side of campus when this broadcast is over with, because we've got Marian University volleyball for you this evening. Same place you are watching this game. You can watch it at 7 o'clock. ISC TV, ISCSportsNetwork.com, and the various social media channels of the ISC Sports Network. As the Marian Knights make their way back to the field, let's thank our friends at Miller Transportation. Family owned and operated since the 1930s and proud partners of Marian University Athletics. Miller has facilities located in Indianapolis, Louisville, and Columbus, Ohio. Miller specializes in transportation for collegiate and professional sports groups, as well as school groups, corporate travel, weddings, private charters, bourbon tours, and more. The Miller fleet consists of premium 56-passenger motor coaches, air-conditioned school buses, trolleys, executive shuttle buses, Mercedes Sprinter vans, SUVs, and Cadillac sedans. To request a quote, call 317-244-8599 or go online to millertransportation.com. Thank my partner Mark Newman for joining us for Marian University soccer over the last couple of days. You get a little high school soccer next week. You and John Herrick will have West Lafayette at Frankfort for us next Tuesday. You have wondered Indiana as one of your previous sets of jobs. These days, Mark heads up kind of Indiana public broadcast from a television standpoint across the state of Indiana. In your torch relay days, was there a visit to Frankfort a few years ago?
There was.
Yeah.
There was a visit to actually several hundred communities across the state of Indiana. So for me to be able to pinpoint a particular memory or experience, it's hard to do.
All I know is you started in Corden.
That's right.
With the bicentennial celebration relay back in 2016, because it was all of 5 minutes from where I grew up. That has been seared into my brain over the years. The Knights are back on the field ready to go. The Racers of Northwestern Ohio taking a little more time to re-enter the pitch after halftime. It credits Northwestern Ohio. They have made Marian play this match at their tempo. It has been kind of a slower build. Not been much there to kind of space things out for the Knights as they would hope to do.
Yeah, I think what's going to be interesting as we open the second half here very shortly is whether we'll see Marian trying to push the pace and be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive coming out of the gate, or if they're going to sit back and allow for the Northwestern Ohio team to come at them a little bit.
Marian on the field, Northwestern Ohio just now making their way back kind of across the track to get ready. They are not living up to their Racers nickname in terms of resuming play for half number 2. Let's once again thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you to Jordan Shue, Aaron Scheibelhut, Aaron Van Wolde, Alec DeFord, Rob Lynch for their hard work in making our signal get to you on this afternoon. Galoni heads back to goal. Rota, who entered at the dying moments of the half, will get the start here in half number 2 for the Racers. Andrea Ruiz also making her way onto the pitch for Northwestern Ohio. And we're underway. Well, high press to start things off for the Knights.
Yep.
Last touch by Alexak. It'll be a throw-in coming for Northwestern Ohio. And a foul whistled against the Knights. Flick forward by Nogueras. Now Schlamming. This is exactly what Marian wants.
Into space. Nope.
Schlamm will take care of finding her own space, frankly.
That's
looking
a good
back
ball.
post
Oh.
and just a bit too strong. That was Deckard that was waiting for it.
Deckard was there, and then you saw Alexak. She pulled back a little bit on her run at the back post. I thought if she would have kept going at pace, she could have gotten a nod on it.
One of our plays of the year candidates just a few weeks ago was an Ali Schlamm run in a Marian soccer match from last fall. Her speed is not too far off of Alexak's, which is why they put her on the opposite side to have that speed going in both directions. And Schlamm might be slowed a little bit there as Rota got more than the ball on that challenge.
Yeah, one of those little a nick in the instep. That's never fun. Keep the pressure on. Force her to play that ball. That's good use of the body there by Maddie Hill.
Good find as well to Decker, who steps up and joins the attack.
Got numbers, got numbers. This could turn into something.
Decker.
Oh, yeah.
Alexak just couldn't control it, but the scramble. And it will be a corner.
I tell you what, so you've got 4 in the box. It's a great situation to be in, and you come out with something to show for it.
Well, usually it's just 3. In other words, the theory is that Alexak on one side, Schlamm on the other can create enough opportunities. But when Decker added into the mix, created that numbers advantage short corner played by Marian.
Good.
Little give and go here, right idea, but
just a little heavy.
You see Marian doing a couple of things differently, trying to create an early opportunity.
Well, they're playing with a greater sense of urgency. I mean, it's clear right off the bat. They've got this high press going, but when the ball turns over, they're not taking those 2, 3, 4 touches that we were talking about. They're looking for their target more quickly.
Miscue here. Schlamm with the read.
He's playing on.
Stefan's daughter was able to get the ball. Now Roy, the goal scorer for Northwestern Ohio. That's Mondiri. Roy gives it a go, and nothing in that. Giveaway by Marian. Nogueras on the throw-in.
Pick up a player, get a body around a body.
The pickpocket by Alexak.
Good job. Nice job of getting out of that. Get numbers forward. It's got to be a sprint. Can't be a jog.
Deckard got around the defender. Got jostled by the defender in O'Malley.
So these 2 central midfielders for Marian, they've got to get on their bikes. They've got to get in front of that ball there. There's enough space for them that they're not going to be in an offside position, but they've got to sprint to a spot to give options to the player with the ball.
Now prenup. Well, you certainly see both of the backs are starting to get more forward for Marian.
Yep.
And that's certainly noticeable in the first 5 minutes.
And you're seeing some 1-2 plays here, 1-2 touch. I mean, this really is a different pace, different stylistically for this Marian squad now.
Trying to speed the game up a little bit, clearly. And clears Jenna tempo, but again, not really a problem for Rolfson. Goal allowed by Rolfson in the first half, the 4th she has allowed on the season. Steffen's daughter.
Force her to play it. Good.
Delaney Taylor. Jenna tempo, a little strong that time for Schlamm, but ball will find her feet quickly.
Handled that well. Get there, get there, get there. Got to keep it in, step on it.
Deckard should get there in time. Now some space and opportunity here for Northwestern Ohio. Roy flattens the run, trying to create an opportunity. Quickly has 5 Marian defenders behind her. Here's Rota. To Mondiri. Mondiri got around Decker for a moment, and then Decker had established the advantage. Called for the pull down.
Good bit of defending there by Marian. Now, one of the things that they're creating by playing this high press and this highly pressurized press is that with the number of players that they're pushing forward, it's going to create some earlier fatigue, and it's going to result in them having to try and sprint back to get behind the ball. That's going to create some challenges for them. Makes them sort of subject to the counterattack.
Long shot by Steffen's daughter. Gave Rolfson a scare for a moment. She's kind of fighting a little sun behind the stadium right now as well. But no damage done to the Knights. Throw in coming here. 7.5 minutes into half number 2. Here's Schlamm. Quickly play to the side. Throw in coming for the Knights. Good read, well defended by Isaacson. Opportunity here. Rolfson, though.
Good job.
Was right to the edge of 18. Could have picked it up with her hands. Instead decided just to sweep it back to midfield. She was inside of the box when she played that ball with her feet.
Yeah. I'm impressed by the way she reads the game. She does a nice job of playing off of her line and coming out to cut off some of these dangerous situations.
Give it go in the middle. Taylor gets in the way to block the opportunity for Northwestern Ohio.
Northwestern Ohio playing with 5 in the midfield like they are, it gives them that one-player advantage, and they're exploiting it at the moment with their possession.
Jenna Tempo came up a bit gimpy at the end of that challenge. Let's see if that affects her going forward. Stalwart senior defender for Marian.
Good turn.
Finds Hilt. And Alexak taken down.
Yeah, Madison did a nice job of turning her body into that defender, protecting the ball, shielding it away, and drawing that foul.
Roy sprinting back into play. She got a quick splash of water during that momentary delay. Good ball by Hill, finding Decker. Zach will widen out to the left side. Ball was played towards Deckard instead. And again, Deckard 19, Decker 30. Two separate players for the Knights.
And to make matters even more confusing, their first names both begin with M.
That's right. Decker playing the left back position. Deckard playing up top, flanked by Schlamm and Alexak. Marian's alignment for head coach Justin Sullivan.
There we go. Good. This overlapping run here, nice, but it's got to be into space.
Prina looking for Alexak, the edge, the 18, and
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, if that ball was played into Prina's stride, it would have opened things up quite a bit because she would have been able to get behind that last defender. Move it. Good. Got to have a midfielder step into that gap that's created, tuck into that space that's left between Aaron Alexak and Madison Deckard right there.
Schlamm gets a boot in the way. Deckard looking to make the turn.
We'll take that.
Plays
and have a
it
dig.
Forward. At the edge of the 18, Schlamm will track it down. Sees Decker.
First time shot right here.
Coming up in support. Second touch, and again, not enough traffic to find a teammate nor create any real issue for Galoni.
She made the right decision there to go with the shot. You're right. Unfortunately, it required a touch before she was able to get it off and took some of the mustard off of it.
Read by Mullen.
Good. One more on your back, on your back.
Taylor able to fend off the Northwestern player. And again, Schlamm.
Look at that speed.
Plays it across, and is it
Get
tapped
in?
That should be across the end line. It will eventually be a goal. So Marian gets the goal. Not sure eventually whom that is going to go to. We can give you a better look on a replay. It's 2-1.
Goal for the Knights.
Burst of speed here, just impressive. I mean, it just shows you what Ali Schlamm brings to this team. Plays a great ball in. Don't know if she intended to cross or shoot that. It doesn't matter. It still results in a goal.
So, judging by the replay, again, I think Schlamm was the last to touch it.
That's right.
Deckard kind of helped make sure it went in.
Yeah.
Did not allow a release point. But we'll give Schlamm credit for the goal, which is her 5th of the season. And so Marian seesaws back in front 2-1.
Well, it just goes to show you what you have when you're able to bring two players to a game who have exceptional speed.
And Schlamm began her career at Indiana University. From Texas, she and Jacelyn Smith both left the IU program to come here. Mullen's going to be called for a handball just past the midfield stripe. So restart coming here for the Racers. Today's broadcast presented in part by Race Trash, proud partner of Marian University. 317-539-2024 or racetrash.com. And Schlamm again forcing the issue.
That was a good transition there because you saw Marian, they did a nice job of getting numbers behind the ball. The ball turns over, they transition and get 4 into the attack. Good job.
Because of kind of the way that shot played out, we didn't spend much time talking about what Ali did there. Again, that looked like it was a cross. That was a tough angle.
It really was.
From which she delivered.
Yeah, I mean, so when she beat that defender with that burst of speed, she was leaning back a little bit with her cross, and it caused the ball to maybe just flutter away a bit.
Jenna Temple and Schlamm not on the same page that time as Peterson. We'll watch that one trickle over the byline for a goal kick coming up for the Racers. Goal number 29 of the season for Marian.
Now move the ball quick. Take advantage of this number situation. You've got even numbers. You can quickly get into the advantage. This is where I'd bring Alexek out a little bit more.
Now Prenup. Good ball to Schlom. Lucan able to shield her away. Goal kick coming up. Aguirre, who has the assist. And Northwestern Ohio's goal will come in to give Mondiri a bit of a breather. Aguirre, a junior from Mexico City. Mondiri, a sophomore from France. Netherlands, Sweden, Spain, Denmark, South Africa, Iceland, Germany, Japan amongst the nations represented on this Northwestern Ohio roster. And their players listed on their main roster. 1 from Ohio, 2 from Indiana. Alexak with the cut back and weaving through traffic.
Left peg. Great.
My goodness.
Great goal. Wow. I mean, she just weaved through 3 players using both the outside of her right foot, the inside of her right foot, pushing it to her left and finishing with that left. Beautiful goal.
Goal number 8 of the season for Aaron, number 49 of her career at Marian. That's
this
tough.
is something for young players to keep an eye on with Aaron Alexak. So when she receives her ball with the back to the goal, she's able to turn her body and her head immediately goes up. She's seeing what's happening in the real estate in front of her, and she's able to set up the goal that she wants to score.
For what it's worth, a right-footed goal and a left-footed goal for Aaron in today's game. And she got a basketball-level screen set for her by Deckard on that play as well. Help create a little bit of extra space there at the end.
Well, she has the ability to get the separation herself, but to have somebody like Deckard come in and give that to her, it just makes life easier.
I don't know I can speak both of those languages to you, having a daughter now playing basketball at Arizona State University.
Yeah.
Meg could set a mean screen in her days at North Central High School.
She's setting them now. It's really it's fun to see.
My partner's daughter, part of the Indiana All-Stars this past summer for heading out to Arizona State. You can go back and watch those games anytime at iscsportsnetwork.com. Good pressure applied by Roy. Well, for the first time, this is now a 2-goal match. What does that mean to how this is now played, Coach?
Well, you can see that it's deflated this Northwestern Ohio team a bit because now they're stepping away a little bit, and you're giving Marian room to maneuver. So they're able to take a few more touches on the ball. Now it's okay, but they're being given time and real estate to assess and do things a bit differently.
Route 1 ball this time played by Northwestern Ohio, and again.
You see how far up Rolfson. I mean, Rolfson was pushed up all the way to the 20-25-yard line. She had to drop back into her box to receive this ball. I mean, it gives you an indication of how things have changed a bit here.
She's borderline playing sweeper.
Yeah.
And not as much keeper at times. Prenup having to fend off Patricia Nogueras. Alejandra wears number 8. Patricia wears number 10 for Northwestern Ohio. Now Ashley Wilson, again played at Hamilton Southeastern. Coming in to replace Andrea Ruiz.
Returning for UNOH, number 22.
Ruiz began her collegiate days at Mid-America Nazarene University.
Got to give it.
Hill. Play it back to Stanfield. Prenup.
That's good.
Plays it off for Schlom. And Hallie off to the races. At the edge of the 6, defender, that's Lucan that got there first.
Because there is such a speed differential on that right flank, I mean, Allie's able to really pick and choose what she wants to do. Does she want to take that burst of speed and drive it to the end line and get it across? Does she want to cut it back and use her left? She really has the ability to choose right now because of that differential.
Do we have an indirect free kick here? Is that what was being signaled? I would assume that there was. She made contact with her arm because of the kind of the contact there, and that's what the signal is?
Yeah.
Okay. So our referee will mark off the 10 yards. What are you doing here? This is the remarkably rare restart inside the 18.
Yeah, I mean, you're ever so slightly touching the ball and seeing if you can get a bent ball around that wall.
One touch and blast it.
Yep.
Try to play it through to Alexak. That's not a play you work on in practice very often.
Well, it's not. I mean, Aaron Alexak took one step and then tried to spin the ball. Usually she's going to get much more of a run up to the ball and be able to maneuver a little bit better.
And that's going to be an infraction again. Extended arm got the ball that time, and kind of a warning there in terms of slowing, maybe potentially doing that intentionally to slow down the counter. Not seen a card yet in either direction in today's match.
Well, he's blowing his whistle actually quite a bit more this half than he did in the first. You know, I only can recall just a couple instances where he blew his whistle in the first half.
And unfortunately, kind of a nothing ball on the restart that time for Northwestern Ohio.
Yeah, I think that third goal has really frustrated them. They're not playing with quite the same type of composure that they were leading up to this point.
13 shots in total for Marian, 5 so far for the Racers. 3 shots on target for Northwestern Ohio, just 4 for Marian. Obviously have converted 3 of said 4. Total of 14 fouls have been whistled in this match.
That's great defending right there. Just a great job of tracking back and causing the turnover.
Deckard. Still battling and deemed that she committed the foul. Our referee's going to have a conversation with Coach Sullivan.
Great to see Madison bring that extra bit of fight in that play.
Opportunity here.
Little communication issue.
Nothing comes out of it.
Good job of Rolfson.
It's the rare time today that Rolfson kind of waited to make a play.
Yeah, well, because there wasn't that eye contact between the last defender and Rolfson, they weren't sure who was doing what. Unfortunately, Rolfson had to go down at the feet of her own player to win that ball away.
Schlamm. Plays it across.
And it'll
goes
get through.
All the way through.
Oh.
Hill. High boot.
Yep.
Even with no contact made. Make that call for safety purposes. Didn't make contact with Noguera, but the fact that Nogueras could easily count the number of studs. Blow the whistle in that scenario. Almost a giveaway by Northwestern Ohio.
Step into her. That's it. Get a body on her. Forcing her to play back is just as good.
Lorena Romis awaits to enter the match for Northwestern Ohio. Talked about what's coming up next for Marian. Northwestern Ohio returns home to take on Bellevue University on Saturday. Then they too begin league play the following week. Members of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Foul against Northwestern Ohio. Always felt the 2 schools in Ohio got jobbed in the naming convention of that league.
Yeah.
Most schools in the league in Michigan. Indiana Tech is part of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, for example, in Fort Wayne. Northwestern Ohio and Lourdes, I believe, are the 2 Ohio-based schools in the WHAC. Midway through half number 2. 3-1 advantage for the 7th ranked team in the nation in Marian. Deckard couldn't slide it past the defender. Alexak a touch, but again, Galoni able to make a play. Lucan may require a little extra attention here as she's, as you can tell, grabbing at that right ankle. Lucan, a sophomore, looking at this Northwestern Ohio squad. Only Steffen's daughter, a senior of this group. A very young team, talented team they have put together. This has not been easy for Marian today.
That was a nice little combination by Northwestern Ohio there to get the ball forward.
Ball sent in. Rolfson.
Nice job, Rolfson.
Took a bump there at the end.
And held on to the ball. Good job.
Geary, the guilty party of the foul, but again, it's part of the sport. Certainly nothing card-worthy in that. But I think there might be a card coming here for the conversation. Yep. So Decker draws a card for speaking her piece on the matter. So first yellow shown goes against the Knights today. And Rolfson telling her teammates to head up the park. Some 50 yards later, that ball is delivered past the midfield stripe.
It's a nice goal kick.
Rolfson began her days playing Division II soccer for the Moccasins of Florida Southern College before making her way closer to home. I mentioned earlier the Bishop Dwinger grad and Fort Wayne native. Riley John returns for Marian as Prina gets a breather. Steffen's daughter, we referenced the fact she's the only senior, not surprising wearing the captain's armband for Northwestern Ohio today. She'll get a momentary break as well. Roy will step aside as Mondiri returns. And now 3 up top here for Northwestern Ohio. So knowing they're trailing the game, they will change their alignment just a bit.
Yeah, they're looking to see if they could spring somebody and get a numbers up advantage.
And frankly, given the fact this is a non-conference match, you're not playing for a point. I like the fact that, you know what, let's change it. Let's give this a go.
Yeah.
Don't just kind of settle into the match.
Yeah, I mean, this is preparation for that conference time. I mean, you're trying to figure out what do we do when we're on a 3-1 disadvantage again, and seeing if that 3-man up front can work for them.
File this away for future use. Good-looking ball here that Galoni is able to snag.
This is the second consecutive match, men and women, where we've seen an Italian goalkeeper. Not a goalkeeper of Italian descent, but literally
right.
A goalkeeper from Italy, which is pretty awesome, and both of them have been very active.
We call them the Gigi Buffon generation.
That's right.
Obviously, there's a great player in every generation Italy you can point to at every position on the field.
That's right. It was the Walter Zenga, and then it was the Dino Zoff, so it just goes down and down and down.
Opportunity here for Mondiri. Couldn't complete the pass, but not out of danger just yet.
Got to get out there.
Aguirre looking back post. Rolfson.
She needed to get hands on it, but she needed to hold it too.
Well, you've referenced this earlier that there have been times where the numbers advantage for Northwestern Ohio has shown in the midfield. Now you've got those more numbers going forward that created a look there for the Racers.
Yeah, and, having the numbers advantage up front, you can clean up anything that is errant. Any mistake made by a back or the goalkeeper, you thread the needle, and that could have been a really tough situation.
Putting on for the Knights, Miranda Nosco and Lindsay
The freshman Miranda Nosco going to get some minutes here for Marian.
Let your numbers get forward. Hold her off. Hold her off. Good. Now she's got to find a release valve and give it.
Lindsay Stoughton also out there for the Knights as well. So with a 2-goal lead and 18 minutes left to go, Coach Sullivan going a little deeper into his bench.
That's unfortunate. I mean, for the work they did in order to get that ball to midfield, but then to have to take it all the way back to their goalkeeper, it's unfortunate giving up the possession that way.
Another stoppage. Just a talking to. No card being shown here, but apparently our referee not liking some of the conversation he is hearing on the pitch. Today's game presented in part by the Michaelis Corporation. From ground-up building projects to around-the-clock emergency security services, no one answers your prayers and the phone's quicker than Michaelis. Call 844-FIX-INDY.
Now, interesting, that's a rare instance where we didn't see some of what I would have expected Aaron. I would have expected her to receive that ball, hold it for a 1 or 2 count to allow her teammates to get forward, someone to get in front of her so that she could play a more time pass into space or into feet. Give it. Here we go. And give it back. Quick, quick, quick. There we go.
This is Riley Judd.
She needs support from behind. You need Allie to push up. Allie needs to push up and give her a little bit more of a support.
And John inadvertently carried that ball over the byline for a goal kick.
So Allie's playing deep in the midfield right now on the right side, right behind Allie, John. So she needs to be able to push up to become more of a supporting player so there's a release valve up there.
I would imagine, unless they are practicing as we speak, as Marian is called for a foul. The staff from Aquinas is watching this match, knowing they have Marian coming up this weekend and knowing this is a conference rival of theirs in Northwestern Ohio. And Aquinas, Cardinal Stritch, and IU East were the teams that were sent here for the NAIA Regional in April.
Well, remembering back to last season and how physical the team Aquinas was, Aquinas won't be giving Marian the kind of space to maneuver that we're seeing right now.
The Knights head that way to play on Saturday. It'll be the 3rd match in a row against a ranked opponent, with 2 more immediately to follow. Grace and Spring Arbor. 4 of the 10 Crossroads League schools currently ranked in the top 15 in the nation.
That's the ball. Nice, nice, nice.
Schlom.
I like it. Get ahead on it.
Looking back post, but just couldn't put much curl on it.
I like the idea. I mean, we can see it from up here. We can see that play developing, but this Northwestern Ohio team, they were operating unaware. She really got a good spring there.
Jenna Tempo. She serves as the eraser on the back line for this team. Generally knows where the ball is going to be before it is played to that spot. Now Alexak getting some time on the right side.
Get in the box. Here's your opportunity.
Tries to play it across. Miranda Nosko, one of her targets. And you and I have called Miranda's games in the state championships the last couple of years, having played at Evansville Mater Dei High School. I believe Miranda would have made 3 consecutive state championship games at the 1A and 2A level. Good look at Miranda there.
She's quite a player in her high school days, too.
And it takes a lot at this point in this program for a freshman to get minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you something right there.
Yeah.
On the corner. Short corner. Swept away. Stoughton applying pressure for Marian. Nogueras. Now Rota. Well, takes a carom off of Mullen for Marian. Not sure that Coach Sullivan liked that play, but it works out to his benefit as the ball falls right at his feet. Natalie Prino will quickly re-enter.
Number 7, Natalie Prino for Allie Schlom.
Schlom a breather. Schlom may be back in this match only on a need-to-return basis as Marian protects a 2-goal lead. Be trying to save a little energy in the legs for her, knowing you got a really big match in 3 days.
Yeah. Well, rest and recovery will become critical at this point. I mean, that day after and that next day is that time where you really got to take care of yourself.
Forecast for Saturday is just a bit warmer than it is today. Today's not a day where playing on the turf is going to give you that much extra kind of sap that much extra energy out of you. Temperatures in the 70s for most of the day.
Let's go get him, Knights, right here, Knights.
Close out by Delaney Taylor.
Pick up a black shirt here. Good.
Good read by Rota, native of Portugal.
Boy, she's got some glue on the bottom of her feet, doing a nice job of dragging that ball and turning.
She is from Porto. I can take a guess as to what her favorite professional team might be.
I wonder.
Just a guess.
Tough one.
Alexak plays that just a bit behind Riley John. And again, there's Rolfson.
See, that's good eye contact, good communication there. It's probably nonverbal communication, but you have to have that type of relationship between defenders and goalkeepers so you're able to understand and read what's going to be taking place.
Roy awaits to re-enter when given the opportunity for Northwestern Ohio. And Gina Tempo, that's the rare time when she was beat. She reached out and grabbed the jersey.
Yeah, you know, I actually questioned the call by the goalkeeper there because the advantage was clearly on the Northwestern Ohio player's side. She could have kept going, and you know, he actually stopped a play from developing.
Ball sent to the edge of the 6. Bit of spill there that time for Rolfson, but not a player in a black kit able to get close enough to it.
Again, just it's aggressive, a good aggressive play. She coming off of her line like that. She didn't hold on to the ball cleanly, but you know, a great decision for her to come off.
Deckert gives chase.
Pressure her, pressure her. Good.
Throw in coming. A trio of substitutes await for the Racers. Now Stanfield. And join us tonight at 7 o'clock for Marian University Volleyball. Conference play already underway in terms of volleyball. Knights will take on St. Francis. John is onside.
Hold it, John. Allow your teammates to get into the box here.
Corner, goal kick. That was last touch by one of the Northwestern Ohio defenders. It was not. Now the several substitutions about to re-enter. Roy, Stephan's daughter, and Isaacson. Schlamm will return here from Marian. Right now she's got one of the goals. Alexak has the other two.
Give it nice.
Alexak points to a spot and wins the foot race to get there. One cut, left foot, looking for three, couldn't get it. Potential opportunity here. The turf bounce carries it away from Riley John.
Great job by Aaron Alexak there. I mean, you're seeing her versatility here now on the right side. We've seen her on the left side. We've seen her squeeze into the middle. She's pinched in to become that central attacker.
Rolfson there as the safety valve. Let's take a look. As she was going for the hat trick, going for goal number 50 in her career.
Great job of bringing the ball back to her left foot. So she got a nice, clean, driven shot off of her left foot that the goalkeeper had to parry away.
Northwestern Ohio in danger of losing a third consecutive match, but again, to their credit, all teams ranked ahead of them in the national polls. Bit of a giveaway here. Alexak splits two defenders, rounds a third. Could not beat the goalie. 5-hole.
Good job, goalkeeper, holding her ground.
Could not pull off the nutmeg that time with the keeper. I got to wonder if Schlom's waiting to sub in for Alexak. Prina got tangled up with Peterson. Let's hope that Prina is okay, as she is yet to hop up off the turf. Take a look at Alexak's latest opportunity.
Yeah, that little burst of speed into space. Her head is up. Goalkeeper does a good job of holding her ground, and Aaron plays it right into her feet and covers it.
Let's hope that Prina's all right. She got, again, just kind of stuck in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that's just one of those weird sort of tangle moments. It's unfortunate. Hopefully she's going to get up okay.
That's a Marian team that's got 3 or 4 players on the sidelines injured, not playing today. And again, notable amongst those is Jacelyn Smith, who kind of plays that attacking midfielder role.
Yeah.
And really, again, you and I having watched so much of them over the last 12 months, when it's not Alexak, it's really kind of her in the midfield that's
right.
Kind of the marshal directing the troops.
That's right.
Well, thankfully, Prina is walking slowly off the field.
Yeah, I mean,
number 2,
it's good that this is happening with 6
Prina.
minutes left in the game. I mean, at this point, you just remove the shoes, remove the socks, get some ice on it, let her just relax, and get some of her, get some healing going.
Bridget Stratton will come in to replace her from Cathedral High School. Mondiri, the target closest to it. Gary has been the hustle player today for Northwestern Ohio. That was rewarded with the assist that she got back in the first half.
Yeah, she played a great ball into the box there on the right side.
Keep playing strong, guys. Let's do it. Returning for Marian, number 13, Allie Schlom for Maddie Deckard.
Schlom returns. Deckard will have a seat. Throw-in coming for the Knights. Marian certainly appears on track to win a 7th consecutive match. After starting the season with a 1-0 road loss at the Cumberlands. Alexak.
Nice ball.
Perfectly weighted ball, but good job by Galoni to hop onto that one quickly.
Make sure we're connected.
That's a good ball. Good awareness. That'll work.
Edge of the 6.
Good job, Noel. Well, did a nice job there coming off.
Rolfson able to track it down. Second consecutive ranked opponent. Marian has been able to get a result against.
Yeah, I mean, they've really dropped back into a defensive posture here, just leaving 2 players in threatening positions. Other than that, they literally have 9 players behind the ball playing deep positions, cleaning up anything that Northwestern Ohio is trying to throw at them. And it's actually worked for them because you're seeing opportunities by both John and by both and Alexak getting at him a little bit.
Ruiz will play that ball off to the right side.
What you don't want to do is give up a late goal here, because then that false sense of security settles in, and you're giving some added hope to the opposition.
Say the most dangerous lead in soccer is a 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
It's a 1-1 match at halftime. Schlamm with the game winner. Alexak with her second to get the brace. What appears to have iced this one for Marian. And again, Rolfson had a couple of tests here in the second half, but again, she is trying to do her part to stretch this match out as well. In college soccer, you are playing the clock in as much as the end of the match as you are the opponent.
Yeah.
And that'll be a foul whistled against Shakira O'Malley. Marian could shave about 20 seconds off here before they hit the reset button.
Nice.
Schlamm with a foul. That is a card-worthy foul. Defender knew she was beaten. Peterson will take the card as she had 2 hands full of jersey as Schlamm got by her.
You saw Justin Sullivan come over and pull Allie over just to have a quick talking to, but I think there was an ulterior motive there in order to burn a couple extra seconds.
Patricia Nogueras will return, as Ruiz will have a seat. Well, it's certainly possible these 2 teams could see each other again.
1 minute remaining.
Come November. Crossroads League tournament set for November 6th, 10th, and 13th. The NAIA regionals will be November 18th and 20th. And after Thanksgiving, the national tournament for the 10 teams remaining. Clearly Marian's in that discussion for teams that will get to host some games before everybody heads to Alabama. And there's a lot of soccer to be played and a lot of quality teams from Marian to play, as evidenced by 4 ranked teams in the Crossroads League.
10,
but as far as the outcome of this
8,
one, it has been
7,
determined.
6,
3-1 will be the
5,
final score. Marian
4,
will make it
3,
7 wins in a row. Alexak
1.
gets a pair. Ali Schlamm gets the game winner. Mark, your final thoughts on this one.
Yeah, this was a hard-fought game. Both teams going after each other. I think Marian came out at the end with their persistence. 2 great goals by Aaron Alexak, one by Ali Schlamm. I mean, just a terrific game to witness.
Knowing that our crew has to quickly make their way across campus for volleyball in a couple hours, we will quickly wrap up our broadcast. For Mark Newman and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us for Marian University Soccer right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
Raystrash.com.